Hey, welcome back to the RTS Guided Program Coaching Call. I'm Coach Mike. This question says, I want to let you know that I feel I may have completely burnt out on deadlifts. I haven't had a good deadlift session so far this year. It's been, I guess, a weight I might be able to do and then fail the set with much less weight than I normally use. And I'm mentally never ready for a day that includes deadlifts. So with that being said, I was wondering if you had any advice or if we could alter the training program slightly for a few weeks. Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is figure out what the cause is here. It's really weird and unusual. I mean, you haven't had a good deadlift day so far this year. That's not good. I wish you should bring this up sooner. If you go a month and don't have a good deadlift day, then you should let me know about that, just for future reference. Well, let's see. So where do we start with unraveling your deadlift? Well, the first thing we need to do is figure out what the cause is. So there are some primary causes that we should start looking at. The first is your technique. Make sure that your technique is good, and if you're not sure, then send me a video. Also, and it's kind of related with technique, we want to make sure that we're training the appropriate movements, the appropriate weaknesses in your program. So if you send in those videos, we'll also do a weakness analysis to make sure that all that stuff is correct. The third thing is to make sure that you're training with an appropriate amount of volume. Of course, we attempt to do that with the programming that you're getting, but guided programming is just by its nature a little bit limited. We don't get as much feedback from you and stuff like that. If you wanted to move into monthly coaching, you get more of a customized approach and more consistent feedback from coaches and whatnot. But that's not what you have to do to get your deadlift moving again. I want to make that clear. What I'm talking about in terms of the volume, though, the overall workload, make sure that if your schedule puts 2 days right next to each other, say you squat on Monday and you're going to do your heavy deadlifts on Tuesday, make sure you don't feel like crap going into your deadlift session. If you can squat on Monday and then feel okay on Tuesday, then you're good. But I mean, it doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like you're not feeling good. So if your squats and deadlifts are right next to each other, you may want to space those out. Another thing that you need to do, and this maybe is the most important thing, you need to start building some momentum. Sometimes that means we need to take a voluntary step back. So you may have to put less weight on the bar and pull it back more than you think you need to. I want you to have a deadlift day where you set some target weights. Maybe it calls for, let's say, a triple at a 9. And so you set some target weights, and I want to see where you come in and you just smoke them. That you hit that target weight, and it's really more like an 8. Even a 7.5 might be a little bit too much, but I think you get the idea. Take a little bit more weight off the bar than you think you need to. And then the next week, don't go for a PR. You just aim to improve on that a little bit. And it's in this way that you start to build momentum. And eventually it's going to call for a triple at 9, and your target weight is going to be a triple at 9, and that's fine. That's how the program is designed. But if that number stops progressing, again, you may need to take a voluntary step back, take 20 pounds off the bar and build it back up over the course of the next couple weeks. It's in that method of building momentum, there's a lot more power, there's more power in it than it seems at first. And it's easy to brush it off and think, oh, well, it's just a way of doing the weight progression. And it is, but it's not fixed. It'll stay in play as long as you need it to be in play. And it's still derived from your RPE. So that's some stuff that hopefully should help you get your deadlift back on track. and get things moving forward for you a little bit. If you've got video that you want me to take a look at, make sure to send that in. And otherwise, I'd like to hear back from you in a couple weeks. I know that you won't be at PR levels in a couple weeks, but you should be seeing some solid improvement, one after the other. Gets a little bit better, each successive training week.